The old house stood on a hill overlooking the town, a grand Victorian mansion shrouded in shadows. Sarah, inheriting the house from her late grandmother, felt an unsettling mixture of excitement and trepidation. The house was a masterpiece of craftsmanship, with intricate carvings and stained glass windows. Yet an eerie silence hung in the air, broken only by the creaking of floorboards beneath her feet. The air inside was cold and stale. Dust covered the furniture like a shroud, and cobwebs clung to every corner. As Sarah explored the shadowy hallways, she felt a presence. A chill ran down her spine, and a feeling of unease settled in her heart. The house was whispering secrets. She could feel it. Nights in the old house were the hardest. The silence was deafening, broken only by the occasional creak or groan of the aging structure. One night, lying awake in the darkness, Sarah heard it. A soft whisper, barely audible. It seemed to emanate from the walls themselves, a low, mournful sound. She sat up in bed, her heart pounding in her chest. The whisper came again, a little louder this time. Straining to make out the words, she felt a cold shiver run down her spine. Fear tightened its grip, and she pulled the blanket over her head, seeking solace in its warmth. The whispers continued each night, growing louder, more insistent. Sarah tried to rationalize them away. Old houses creaked and groaned. It was the wind, nothing more. But deep down, a seed of fear had been planted. She began researching the history of the house. Local library archives, historical society records, anything to shed light on its past. The townspeople were tight-lipped, whispering tales of a family tragedy, a curse. Their silence spoke volumes, fueling Sarah's growing unease. One night, the whispers reached a crescendo, no longer faint murmurs but clear, distinct words. "Let me out," they hissed. The voice was filled with an unimaginable sorrow and desperation. Sarah's blood ran cold. Terror gripped her heart, squeezing the air from her lungs. She scrambled back from the wall, as if it might suddenly open and swallow her whole. Sleep was impossible that night. Every creak of the floorboard, every rustle of wind in the eaves, sounded like a whispered plea. Section 5. The Search for Truth. Determined to uncover the truth, Sarah intensified her research. She discovered the house had once belonged to a wealthy family, the Ashcrofts. Their story ended tragically, with the sudden disappearance of their youngest daughter, Emily. Local rumors swirled about Emily's fate. Some whispered of a jealous lover, others of a family secret buried deep. No one knew for sure. Sarah felt a connection to Emily's story. The whispers, the desperation in the voice, it all pointed to a soul in torment. Section 6. A Chilling Discovery. Days turned into weeks, each night haunted by the whispers. Sarah, consumed by the mystery, scoured every inch of the house. One afternoon, while exploring the dusty attic, she stumbled upon a hidden compartment behind a loose brick. Inside, she found a small, leather-bound diary. Its pages were brittle with age, the ink faded but still legible. With trembling hands, Sarah opened the diary and began to read. The words, written in a delicate hand, sent chills down her spine. Section 7. The Diary's Dark Secret. The diary belonged to Emily Ashcroft. In it, she detailed a chilling story. Her family, she wrote, was hiding a terrible secret. They were not who they seemed. They were practitioners of dark arts, using their power for their own selfish desires. Emily, horrified by their actions, threatened to expose them. They in turn, fearing exposure and ruin, imprisoned her within the walls of the house itself. Her words, filled with anguish and despair, painted a vivid picture of her terrifying ordeal. Section 8. Trapped and Terrified. Emily's diary entries ended abruptly, but the message was clear. She had been trapped, silenced by her own family. Her spirit, unable to find peace, remained bound to the house. The whispers, Sarah now understood, were not a threat. They were a plea for help. Sarah felt a surge of sympathy for Emily. She had been a prisoner in her own home, betrayed by the people she trusted most. The house, once a source of fear, now felt like a tomb, a constant reminder of Emily's suffering. Section 9. A Desperate Attempt. Desperate to help Emily find peace, Sarah sought a way to free her. She consulted with local historians, paranormal investigators, anyone who might offer guidance. Some dismissed her story as the ramblings of a stressed mind. Others listened with a knowing look, confirming her deepest fears. Following their advice, she performed a ritual, a desperate attempt to communicate with Emily's spirit, to offer her solace and release. Standing in the heart of the house, she spoke Emily's name, acknowledging her pain, promising to help. Section 10. The haunting remains. The house fell silent. The whispers ceased. For a brief moment, Sarah dared to hope she had succeeded. But as she turned to leave, she felt a cold hand on her shoulder. Turning slowly, she came face to face with a spectral figure. A young woman with sad eyes and a look of unspeakable longing. Emily. Before Sarah could speak, Emily reached out, her touch icy cold. Section 11. Forever silent. The next morning, Sarah was gone, vanished without a trace. The old house on the hill stood silent once more. Its secrets remained, locked within its walls. But the whispers, they say, never truly ceased. They continued each night, a mournful symphony echoing through the empty halls, a chilling reminder of the souls forever bound to the house of shadows and secrets.